Previously on the Geeky Dads podcast.
Anyway, so we're in the bath, and Tommy sees me testicles, and he goes, "Dad, you got a crank between your legs," and that's what I always called it after that. He said, "Oh, Dad, I can see you." I was asking.
Thank you. Just like literally, I've just spat beer on myself.
So when I was getting ready to do the episode, I mentioned it to him. So Tommy, do you remember we used to call my balls crank? And he went, "No." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You used to bully." He said, "Dad, you crank."
He said, going, "I am not admitting to that, mate." You know.
I'm fucking brilliant. That tickled me.
Honestly, I was just so glad he didn't get back cranes to try and draw a face on them.
And now, the conclusion. And welcome back to episode 11 of the Geeky Dads podcast. I'm Ian Duffy, joined this week by Mike Shelshire.
Hello.
And Craig Edwards, who is back from Snoo Snoo.
Cowabunga.
Is that what you call us?
Yeah.
Cowabunga! Unfortunately, Chris isn't with us this week. He has actually jinxed himself after saying he's just like a stable of the podcast, and this week he's not available, so he'll be back with us next week. But this week we're going to be carrying on with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just a quick recap from last week that we covered. We covered the original cartoon series, the creation of the Turtles by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. And then we touched on the first movie from 1990. This week we're going to be talking about some of the other films and the games, and maybe some of the other TV shows. But first, before we start, what has everybody been binging?
I actually binge watched One Punch Man again. I love that show. I don't know if any of you have seen the anime for it.
I have, because you recommended it to me.
I think it's like, because season 2 is not on Netflix, but I watched it online. Like I said, I absolutely love it, and like the manga for it's brilliant as well. And
yeah,
what I like about the manga for this is like, it's great when he comes into it, because obviously you just know how overpowered he is, and obviously that's the whole fight point. One punch, he just beats everyone. Mm-hmm. But in the manga now, you've got all the S-class heroes fighting, like the monsters, and those fights are brilliant. Yeah. Like I said, because obviously some of them struggle and stuff like that, so it actually shows you what the fights should be like. But obviously he comes in and just flicks him away.
But yeah, blimey. Definitely need to watch that then. Need to catch up with that then, because I think I've only watched the first half of the first series. Michael, what about you?
Not really been binging anything. I've watched the first episode of Peacemaker.
And what did you think?
I think I'm hooked already. It looks really bloody good.
It is amazing.
Yeah, I am looking forward to watching the rest of that, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've just been playing games, but I got back into racing games, so I've been playing Dirt 4 again. I've had my steering wheel set up, so I've just been playing loads of that. So,
oh, excellent.
My pedals under my feet at the moment. It feels nice to mess with them.
You're playing footsie with the pedals?
I am, pretty much. It's quite nice.
Oh, dearie me. Well, I have just finished Peacemaker, so I watched the last episode on Thursday last week, and oh my word, well, our group chat, how much I've been gushing about this show. The finale didn't disappoint one little bit. It was, honestly, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's just, it came full circle, and it did it in the best possible way.
I haven't watched it myself yet, but I've seen little clips of the last episode, like not watched properly, but I've seen who's in the last episode because of
the episode, the clip I shared with the you know what, the you know who. Yeah. So, is everybody finished Boba Fett yet?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
finish that.
Right. Can we talk about it then? Because
Of
I
course we can.
absolutely love the show, but I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I was kind of just whelmed.
What made me laugh though, some of the better episodes were when Grogu and the Mando was in it compared to the
Yeah.
actual
Well,
Boba
it
Fett
literally
story.
last couple of episodes, it just became the Mandalorian with Boba Fett in, didn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's like
it did.
they were like, it's not really working. Quick, bring Mando back.
Yeah. And
Especially
I
when you
just
brought the Power Rangers into it.
Yeah.
Like said.
The bloody mods.
Yeah, it's just like
do you know what he's going on about then?
yeah, and then,
Yeah, I knew what he meant instantly when the coloured bags.
oh, the bloody coloured bike is like go Power Rangers. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
You're
hell.
just waiting for all of the bloody mopeds to link together and come into it.
Yeah.
That's season 2.
Form Voltron.
Yeah. Oh no, we've got Obi-Wan first.
Obi-Wan,
yeah,
which I'm
Obi-Wan.
really looking. I still can't believe there's no trailer for it. I'm really disappointed.
I know,
No,
but they'll probably
it's-
bring one out soon.
It's going to be
need to.
set, isn't it, around about the same time as the other two? So it's
No, it's not. It's set before. It's obviously because he was dead by the time Mandalorian came out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so it's going to be based, I think, about 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, or between 8 or 10 years before. So 10 years, either 10 years before A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of smack dab in the middle, but the poster looks amazing. But yeah, I absolutely love the fact that they brought Cad Bane into it, but I'm so pissed off that they killed him.
Apparently, he's not dead though.
You better not
A
be
lot
dead
of people-
because I'm.
A lot of people got annoyed by that.
Yeah, because he's such a brilliant character. He's amazing in the Clone Wars.
The thing
And,
is, though, he is good, but like, he shouldn't be like he should have been dead a long time ago in the Clone Wars. Like, I just don't get like you make Jedi just seem so crap in that. Cause like you could, as a Jedi, you could literally just pick him up with the Force. Like that's what I don't get. Like you got these like powers where you can lift people up. You can just literally pick them up, and then they can't move. They can't do anything. It's like, why don't you just do that to him half the time? But I know it's obviously for a story, but like, I just don't think he should have lived for as long as he did. But like, he is a good character. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I just and you know what? I was just really disappointed with the the post credit scene. I wanted Cad Bane in that tank, not bloody Cobb Vanth. I was like, I have I don't care. I like Cobb Vanth. I saw him get shot in the shoulder, but I'd certainly more be happy to see Cad Bane in there. Sorry.
Well, just calming down as well because my missus bought me Cuphead for Valentine's Day, and I've never wanted to be so violent towards a video game in my entire life.
I've never played it. I know I would.
Is it hard?
It makes me want to be violent. It makes me really want to be violent. Such a game.
It's just learning patterns.
It's learning, but even when you learn them, like the one little knock that you get, you're like, "Fuck!" It's like you just have to start the bloody thing, the level again.
No.
It is really good.
It's on sale on the PlayStation Store, but I end up getting Assassin's Creed Unity instead for like £7. So I thought,
going back to Unity.
I haven't played Unity yet, so I thought I'd just get it. So
it's a pretty good game, actually. Unity. It's not too bad. It's not the best. It's not the best story.
No, and it got absolutely slated for the graphics when it came out. So.
It got slated on PC as well because it had loads of issues when it came out. They said it had SLI support, and everyone who had like 2 graphics cards bought it and were like, "Wait, there's no SLI support," and they were like, "Oh no, we accidentally stuck that in there." It's like you can't just tell people that, and then they're like trying to enable it, and they're like, "It doesn't work." I mean, I don't think it ever worked on it.
Oh dear. Okay.
Ubisoft got a bit of a kicking after that one.
Yeah, but you know what? I liked the follow-up. I did like Syndicate. I thought that was really good.
Syndicate was amazing. Like I genuinely thought that was one of the best storylines.
I didn't think the storyline was that good.
I just thought the characters were really flushed out and sort of they seemed real. You know what I mean? You actually you got involved with them a little bit more. It was a bit grindy with like doing like the the what's it called? The sort of like the slave houses or like trying to free people. That got a bit grindy.
Yeah, but you know, I'm a trophy horse, so I absolutely did all of that to get me platinum. I remember just that there's one thing you had to do, like I think it was like you had to destroy like 5,000 objects in a cart. I must have been riding around the streets for about 4 hours just so I could get that one trophy. But yeah,
Trophies are crap anyway compared to achievements.
I will not have you knock my trophies. My 6 platinum. Oh, sorry, my 9 platinums.
Achievements better than trophies.
Oh, I get all sorts. I get achievements from playing on bloody Xbox, and then I get, because it's all on PC. So some of them call it trophies, some of them call it achievements, some of them call it on like 5 different bloody launches. So, right,
should we move on to the movies? Because I know there's one that me and Mike really want to start with first.
Go on. Then.
Yeah,
and that's you watched it the other day. I finished watching it today, and that is Batman vs the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now,
I've seen it myself.
Obviously you've seen it as well.
Oh yeah, of course I have.
I was going into this not overly expecting much.
I'd say the same. Yeah, I didn't really expect a lot, but
I was going
to blew me away.
It did. I wasn't expecting it to be as violent as it was, but it was. I think it's the most violent Turtles film I've ever seen.
It was quite a while ago I've seen it.
He definitely gave it that DC vibe, didn't he?
He did. I mean, what was it? It really shocked me. We like Batman was interrogating that foot soldier. Next thing you know, the shuriken, the throwing star just ends up in the middle of his head.
Yeah,
I was like, what the? Is that allowed? I was like, it's an animated film. What's going on? And next thing you know it, and you see parts where the security guards are getting their heads chopped off, and you see this fella's like
someone's head just gets decapitated. It was like nice.
I was like, okay, wasn't expecting that. I mean, there was cheesy parts in it, like when all the people and like all the inmates and all Batman's rogue gallery all became like.
Yeah, that was quite cool though, getting to see them all and getting all the characters involved. And I loved Michelangelo's lines in it, just he was just trying to be so cool, but come off as such an 80s nerd.
Yeah, just overly excited.
He's always good there, Mike. For a laugh.
Yeah. What else? No, I also was expecting, because I have a problem with DC films, because Kevin Conroy is the best voice of Batman. I don't like anybody else in the role doing the voice, with the exception of Peter Weller from the Dark Knight films. Dark Knight Returns.
Like that when I hear Joker, and I love Mark Hamill doing the Joker, but it doesn't quite sound right with other people doing his voice.
Although I would say Troy Baker, I think he does a really good voice of it. The one who did the one in Batman Origins game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's really good. I think he sounds like him a lot.
Yeah, he does. I think it was Troy Baker doing him in voicing the Joker in this one, and it was I think it was the fellow who played Batman in the fellow who played Batman, Roger Craig Smith, something like that. He played him in Arkham Origins as well, so it sounds like a younger version of I forgot his name, Kevin Conroy. So that so I did ease into that a lot easier. Oh, that doesn't sound right. I did get used to it a bit, quicker than I normally would, especially it wasn't as jarring. Fun fact though, Roger Craig Smith, who did the voice of Batman, also plays Ezio in the Assassin's Creed games.
Oh right, nice
little segue into Assassin's Creed again. But yeah, I thought it was really good, especially the fact that Batman and Shredder basically just went toe to toe, and it was quite well versed. And then Batman just absolutely owned the Turtles.
I kind of like the battle between Shredder and Batman as well.
That's what I was going to say. I like how they didn't make it look like he whooped his ass. They were both quite equal. So that's what I liked about it. It weren't just Batman beat Shredder or Shredder beat Batman. They were quite equal, both of them. Yeah,
they're both quite equally hurt. So I think I did chalk that first one as a victory to Shredder though.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was a really good. I was just like I said, it just subverted expectations, and especially, and I know what I loved about it was the end credits that I loved because it had like all famous Batman covers, but they put the turtles into it.
Yeah.
And are they going to make a sequel? Because they've left it on it. They have left it that ending scene when Shredder comes out of the like the rubble, and he's got white skin and yellow, orange, green hair.
It's possible, or they might just want to just do that just so you're like, ooh.
But yeah, but other DC, DC animated films have always had like after credits, and it's usually just led into the next one. So I'm hoping that they do another one.
Speaking of DC as well, they just released the trailer for Constantine, haven't they? The animated movie to follow on after the.
Oh yeah, House of Mystery.
House of Mystery, yeah, it's to follow on after the last Justice League movie that they did, the animated one of that. So that looks good.
Yeah, I am not going to lie, I'm really behind on my DC animated films.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot, but
yeah,
I'll have to look around and start watching some.
Same here. Just need to sit down, just push your way through them. Okay, so other films then. So Craig, you watched the first two films.
First two films, and the second one is the new one.
And Out of the Shadows, so pretty much the same as me. So we covered the first one last week. Anything you wish to like just?
I just like how good they did with the suits. I think the suits are brilliant for the like. Obviously, like now it's all CG in the new movies, and like for how it was back then, like with the suits and someone controlling the mouths.
Yeah, just
like,
using animatronics. And just, literally,
they're
just servos in like.
And that's what
places.
I mean. And like, and to actually be able to do some of the stuff that they did in those suits as well, like the bit where I think it's in the second one where they're just doing the backflips as well, where Splinter goes backflips because obviously they're messing around, and then obviously and that's what makes me laugh because it's Michelangelo. He's just going jumping in the spot, pretending to do the backflips, and Splinter sees him, and he's like, "I'll start again."
Just a little follow-up from last week's one. I said in the first film, you know who actually played Splinter? Who voiced him?
Is it Mr. Miyagi?
No, it wasn't. It was the voice of Elmo. Kevin Clark. Yeah.
I think your microphone really.
Elmo, the voice of bloody Splinter.
Yeah. Elmo knows where you live.
I couldn't imagine it, could you really?
I know.
You couldn't. It was just completely. I suppose that's a testament to like his range, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Frank Oz, he did the voice of Miss Piggy, Kermit the Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, and Yoda. So it's completely different parts of the spectrum.
I think you the one that I have to say, the voice actor that has the biggest range is going to be Billy West, hasn't it? I know he's not so. we're not on the same level with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but if you look at his back catalogue of voices. Mm-hmm. Jesus, that guy's done some like massive amounts just on Futurama alone.
Yeah.
Who's the other one as well? I think something LeBlanc in it. I think he's like, I know it's not like Turtles or figure, but he's like the master of the Looney Tune voices and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I know.
Oh, Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, that's it. Yeah. Like I said, he's like a master of voices as well.
Bitty. I remember him from Buck Rogers.
Bitty.
Before we go on to the next movie quickly as well, like you're scared. I know you talked about the cartoons, but the original cartoon, obviously the one that came out in the UK, which was Hero Turtles.
Yeah.
There was one after that finished. There was one that come out after that, and it was on Fox. It was on Cartoon Network, but I'm sure it was on Fox Kids. I remember watching that one, and I could never seem to find it, and like. It was halfway through the season. Like the turtles got like a power up where they were able to like mutate a bit further, and like it was like a sort of like what you call like a mega evolution now in Pokemon.
I think I might have found a few of them episodes on YouTube.
That's what I mean. They were able to like transform a bit, and then you'd go back into the normal state. And I could never find it and stuff like that. I've always tried, even before doing this podcast and stuff like that. Like years ago, I tried looking for it, and I could never. but in my head, I feel like I've imagined it. But now that Mike said like he's seen some, but so there's definitely some videos of that. Is there?
Some out on YouTube, yeah.
I'll have to have a
I've
look.
definitely seen a couple. Because I was looking for the old series, and then like this one popped up, and I was like, the animation's different on this, but it's not the Nickelodeon one. It's like
no,
it was
definitely it was definitely like on Fox Kids, so it was out before the Nickelodeon. Because there's one before that, there was another one after that as well. That was definitely on Fox Kids, which was before the Nickelodeon one as well.
Was that the live action?
No, not the live action one.
So it's the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That one.
No, it wasn't that one. There was one before it. I'm sure. Like I said, I'll have to have a look. I'm gonna have to go through all the cartoons and have a look.
Because I think the one series I didn't watch was the 2003 one. But I definitely watched the 2012 one with Tommy when he was a baby because he was mad on that one.
Not watched any of them, to be honest with you. I went back to find the old ones on, like, trying to find them on YouTube, and it's so difficult to find the original cartoon. Find like the first couple of episodes, but then after that, it's like just lost to time.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways to find them online, but not exactly. Not exactly legal if you live in the UK, but you can buy all of them in America. Complete series, and it even comes in a Turtle Band box set. I've seen it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yes, so we've covered. So what about the second film? I mean, the second film, I remember going seeing that at the cinema. I remember seeing both in the cinema actually. First two.
I don't remember watching it, to be honest with you, at all. I probably have watched it a long time ago. I've not watched it recently. It's not at the time this week to catch up.
The second film, what I like, because I originally played the game for the Sega Mega Drive before I watched the movies, and obviously the last boss in the game was Super Shredder. So actually seeing him come to life in the second movie, I finally saw that. I thought it was brilliant, but it was a bit daft that he just knocks down the pier on top of himself a bit, and then he goes. But like I said, it was good. It was good in the game.
I remember saying in last week's episode that was the one that was in the film. He was played by Kevin Nash, or the old wrestler known as Steve.
The one on the Mega Drive that you play, was that Hyperstone Heist?
No, mine was it was Ninjas Out. I think it was Ninjas Out of Time.
There was Teenage Mutant Ninjas. There was a few on the Mega Drive, you see.
Let me have a quick Google now.
Because there was Turtles in Time. Because that was on the SNES and on the Mega Drive. I mean, they brought like one out year after year. From like 1989, they brought another one out, another one out, another one out.
Yeah, I remember they had a fighting game as well.
Yeah, there was Tournament Fighters, it was called. There was another one as well that was basically just Smash Brothers, and I think it was just called. This is like not that long ago, and it was just called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash or something.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that
just
one.
A complete rip-off of Smash Brothers.
You know, it might actually be that one that you said.
Hyperstone Heist.
Yeah, I think it is Super Hyperstone Heist. It does look like it.
Mm-hmm.
They all looked very similar because they're all side-scrolling, like
they're all side-scrolling. That's correct. And like, I just remember like the second level you were on a boat, or the second level you were on a surfboard heading to the boat or something like that, and then you were on a ship, and you used to just get flattened by these like big balls that used to come out of the sides from nowhere and turn you into a pancake. And they used to say shell shocked and stuff like that in it. So,
I always remember the arcade, the 4-player arcade game, and it was like really cool. It's like just having been able to play with your friends and like sort of like all join in together. It was pretty ace.
Yeah, I covered that on the arcade games podcast. That was one of my picks because I remember being in the Isle of Wight. All the parents go and get drunk, and all the kids would just be given like, here's tenner.
Yeah.
Here's a glass of Coke, and we spent the entire night just sat by the Turtles machine, either playing or watching each other playing. It was just brilliant. Actually, that sounds a lot worse than it should. I mean, play the game, obviously.
So, quickly moving on.
Let's quickly move on.
Basically, the first game was on the NES. That was the first game that was released. Other than the arcade one was first, I believe. And then I think the same game was released on the NES, and then like a year later, they brought it out for the Amiga, the Commodore 64. They went back to the Commodore 64 and released it on that, and it looked terrible because obviously they had to downgrade it so much.
Yeah.
And they released it on the Atari and all that same year.
Yeah, I was watching a video of the history of the games, and there's so many like what's it called, conversions of that original arcade.
Yeah.
But with that, nothing can ever beat that arcade machine. It was just literally was the best. I remember the one I played. I know there was two versions of it. There was one with four with four controllers, which is one color code for each set, and there was one with two. I distinctly remember the one in the yellow white was definitely two. But the first game I ever played on the Nintendo was actually Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles at the time.
We couldn't call them ninjas.
Yeah,
heroes.
We did cover that last week, like. But,
Yeah.
It's that, ain't it?
It's so annoying, and I think we covered last week as well. Like, if you watch the two series, the American versus the English, they cut so much out of the English version and would just reuse scenes. So you just see the same scene repeated because they had to like keep it the same length.
Mm-hmm.
It was just terrible.
Yeah, you normally, I think I was saying, because I remember distinctly watching that opening, and the one bit was like in the original cartoon, you see Mikey swinging his nunchucks, but in the other one, it just cut to a shot of the Shredder, and cut back to the rest of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Shredder was played by Uncle Phil, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
The late Uncle Phil.
The late Uncle Phil, may he rest in peace. So I remember playing like that original, the first game on the NES, and
the first. You just went, "Oh, Christ!" all of a sudden. Then,
yeah. But yeah, I remember playing it, and I remember loving it, but it was just so hard. I was like, I couldn't get up. I could never. I think only ever past the. Actually, you know what? I never passed the dam stage. That was the furthest I ever got.
On the dam.
On the dam, yeah. I mean, you have to go that water level, and you have to disarm the bombs.
That seaweed in it.
Yeah, the electric seaweed. And
if you ever watch people who do the speed runs to it, the way they fly through it's just ridiculous.
I watched it tonight on the way when I was going to pick Ezra up on the bus. I was sat there, I was watching it, and was like, okay, yeah. Oh, so that's how they did it. And honestly, it was amazing.
You can guarantee though, if you tried to do the same thing, you wouldn't be able to do it.
You'd die.
Oh yeah. It's all about practice. It's all about practice. That's the thing about that game. I think when Cinemassacre released I think one of those second or third episode was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think I'm not going to say it completely like ruined the reputation of the game, but I think everybody was quite nostalgic about it. But then when he did which he did as a joke, as a parody, which he spent, him and Mike Bataille did the video. Spent years trying to defend the game, saying it was a parody, but it's actually a really good game. You just need to practice and get good at it, which made it quite challenging. So I think today it's from like what I've been listening to reviews and like other podcasts about it. It seems to be the general consensus. It's you couldn't hand it to a kid who's like modern kid who's into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they hate it. But if if it would be picked up and played it, we've got that nostalgia factor. Plus, we know we're old enough to realize, okay, you just got to be patient. You just got to keep practicing at it, and you'll learn all the little tricks and all the where to jump, what to do. Which it's good. I love to. Honestly, I'm looking to play that game again to see how well I could do.
I'm looking forward to the new side scroll that's coming out soon for it.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it looks brilliant. You can actually play as April O'Neil in it as well.
Yeah,
nice.
I saw that.
And obviously Splinter.
But does it have a release date yet? I've noticed.
No, there's no release date. They brought out the trailer for it to announce it, and then they brought out another trailer that obviously said that you can play as April O'Neil. But there's been nothing for that, and that was quite a while ago. But that picture that you keep using on the Facebook of the podcast or whatever at the minute. That's took from that at the minute. That picture is from the new one.
I wonder where it came from.
Yeah, that's from the new one at the minute. What's coming out?
Yeah.
I was going through. Go on, carry on.
No, go on.
I was going through like all like my old retro games, and I was like seeing what there was, and I found like an Amstrad thing called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles World Tour, and I thought, oh, this should be interesting. I loaded. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It was literally not what I was expecting. It's just paint, and it's just literally like pictures of the turtles that are not coloured in, and it's just a palette at the bottom, and you just fill the colours in on each one, and that's the whole game. And there's like 10 different pictures that you can just fill in and colour. I was like, oh my god, how disappointed would you be if your parents for the Turtles game and they accidentally bought that?
It's the fact that some evil bastards actually made it though.
I can guarantee they probably came out around the same time as the other games, and you were like, I want the Turtles game, and you got that instead.
I know, the parents are like, oh, it's only 10 quid. Like,
get the cheaper one.
God,
out the bargain bin.
Bootleg. I mean, I remember, I think at the first, speaking of bootlegs, I remember being on Park Road Outdoor Market up in Liverpool, just when Turtles came out, and I got Turtle bedding, but with bootleg, so it wasn't like proper pictures of them. It was just like really cheap as chips. So I remember loving it. But yeah, there was that. I can't think of other games. Has anybody played any of the more modern Turtle games?
I tried one, but I didn't like it.
What one?
I can't remember. I know it was on the Xbox. I borrowed it off my mate, and I just didn't like it. You have to work as a group and stuff like that, and a bit as well. Like
that with the shadows.
It might have been, but yeah, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I bought it. I liked it. I think it was all right once you got used to it. But yeah, I think it was like based more on the. It was like, how would I describe it? It was like voiced by the characters from the. What was the characters? I think. I'm confused myself now. It's been that long since I played it, but I did get it when it came out. I also had the demo of Turtles in Time, the reshelled, so like the HD remake of that, which was the first Baxter Stockman. I liked playing that. And I bought it for Tommy, I should say. It was the first game he ever played, and that was Turtles Danger of the Ooze, and that was like the 2012 series one, which was more of like a 2.5D platformer, the ones you get now.
I've seen it played, yeah. I've watched a few videos on it.
With those with these type of games like the Turtles, I think that they can only work as like the best as side platform, like Street Fighter. I couldn't see like Street Fighter being a proper 3D go around game like this. That one was, but like that's why like I think they've gone back to it in the new one that's coming out as a proper side scroller, and I just think they work better as a side scroller and that for that because they brought out what was it called? Battletoads. I do Battletoads.
Yeah, it's having that co-op sort of like vibe to it, isn't it?
Yeah,
just being able to play together. I'm hoping that they'll have online capability on the new one as well. That would be really cool.
They should. He had it for He had it for Street Fighter.
I mean, there are ways to do it without online capability. You can use programs like stream like your game to other people, but it's not the same.
No.
Game. I knew a lad, friend of mine, who used to have it on Commodore 64.
Yeah, it was just the same on the Commodore 64. It was the same as like the one that was on the NES. It was just taken back. They brought loads out on the Game Boy. There was like I think there was like several games on the Game Boy, and they're all the same sort of concept, like but more platformy stuff in it as well. They were actually quite cool. Just looking at I can't wait to just mention this other thing that I found as well. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Go on then. So mention it.
I found this, and I don't know guys know about this, but in 1990, they did a coming out of the shells tour.
I've read about it, yeah.
There was a live musical tour, and it was literally sponsored by Pizza Hut.
It was.
and they literally come out and like play music and sing. I've found the full video on YouTube, so I'll have to whack you guys a link over to that.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It's so bad.
I remember seeing it when it came on. I think what was on? He was on an American talk show. I can't remember. I think it was Oprah Winfrey.
I actually remember watching this on Sky One when I was a kid.
They didn't have to get around the Turtles. I remember in an episode of the Power Rangers as well.
Yeah,
Like-
so that was a crossover with the that live action series they did. What's it called? Teenage Mutant Mutation, when I had the female turtle.
Yeah, well, that was it. Who knew like ninjutsu powers and stuff like that.
Venus de Milo.
That was in the. That was on Fox Kids as well. That one.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was used to be on Netflix. I think I watched a few episodes of it. And I just couldn't get through the first episode, so I got rid of it. I just put it away and just went nope. It was just absolutely awful. But yeah, I remember coming out of the shell stuff. Oh God.
No, I didn't watch that one.
No.
Oh no, you should watch it again because it's pure comedy.
And to be honest with you, I think from like pictures I've seen, it's still the animatronics are still better than the third Turtles movie, Turtles in Time. Has anybody seen that one?
Is that the one where I think I started it the other day? I have seen it when I was younger. Is that the one where you go back to like old Japan and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And Michelangelo almost gets left there. And is it Michelangelo or Raphael? I can't remember. One of them.
I think it's Raphael. I can't. It's been that long since I watched it.
Yeah. One of them almost gets left there, don't they? And then they end up coming back just at the end.
Oh God, I do remember that. I'm just looking at pictures of it now, and they're all dressed up in like the old
samurai gear and stuff
samurai
like that.
gear.
Yeah. I think it was like what I describe it. I call it the Batman Returns effect. So when the original Turtles the film came out, and like a lot of people was like, oh, it's quite dark, isn't it? It's not really made for kids. And then they made Turtles 2, which is a bit more kid friendly, and then they just went, they got rid of Jim Henson's studio, got the cheapest person they could, and just went full blown kid friendly. And
probably just couldn't get the same amount of funding that they did in the original two, so they just had to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean 93, so probably the popularity was starting to wane a bit. The cartoon went till 96, so possibly. Yeah, I mean, did I mention last week that in the Turtles 1 and Turtles 3 that Donatello was played by, oh God, what's his name? Corey Feldman.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh God, was he?
Yeah, it was Corey Feldman did the voice of him.
I just looked at the budget for it. It was $21 million. So I mean, they had a fair bit of money.
Probably had more money than the original.
But back then as well.
No, no, it was. It was the original had 13.5 million. The second one had 25 million. But then the third one had 21 million. So,
oof.
Oh no, the original. The original one had way less. Surprising.
That's why. Well, it will be one. Usually the first ones don't get the big budget, and then when they do well, they try and throw a lot of money into the second one, and if that doesn't do well, they throw a bit less than in the third one.
Yeah, well, we say it was up until the Blair Witch Project, it was the most successful independent film.
Available on Apple TV if you guys want to watch it. I don't.
I've got it on DVD.
All right, cool.
I think I bought it. I think I've had it for about 6-7 years. I know I bought it when about Tommy was about 1 or 2. But going on to about Tommy, I will talk about the 2012 animated series, which I started watching, and it's that blocky CGI, which I wasn't overly a fan of, but I actually really do think that show was brilliant. It did honor the original series. I mean, he played the theme tune was a mix of the original theme and Turtle Power, and he had a great cast. He had
the one on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, so it was Jason Biggs from the Pie Fucker. Yes. He played Leonardo for the first 2 series, then got recast to Seth Green from Buffy and Robot Chicken fame. Michelangelo, I don't know who the actor who played Michelangelo, but he was actually still quite goofy and quite funny. Donatello was played by the original Raphael, Rob Paulson, and Raphael was played by Sean Astin, also known as Mikey from the Goonies, or Samwise Gamgee if you're into those Lord of the Rings films.
Isn't there an episode in that as where like they all come from different universes as well, like from the original like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then like the one on Fox Kids and stuff like that, where they all come into it.
They did. I think that was before the 2012 film, but they did have a crossover with the original Turtles. You are right there, but I think you're thinking of the what was it? Turtles Forever. So it was like, it was a bit like Spider-Verse type.
Yeah,
So the original, like the original comic book Turtles. You had the original series Turtles, and you had the 2003.
That's it. Yeah, even the original ones were in it, weren't they, from the comic book? Like in black and
Shocking
white.
how many variations there has been, isn't it? Really, I mean, I'm just looking at this one that I've never seen in my life: Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, that was the latest one that came out. I watched about
Yeah.
half an episode of it and just turned off. I thought it was awful.
It looks bad.
It does look bad, but there is one actual fight scene in it which is absolutely amazing. I'll get it up and put it on the finger. It's a proper like anime style fighting, and it's brilliant. I think.
Have they made April O'Neil look like Harley Quinn in it?
Nothing.
Like, I've just got a picture here, and she's holding a baseball bat, and it's like she's got her hair in pigtails. I'm like, what the hell? They've literally tried to make her look like Harley Quinn.
Let's have a look.
If you go onto the Wikipedia entry for it, it's like right at the top as you scroll down.
It's meant to be it's meant to be like an alternative version of stuff like that, like a different universe. Because obviously she's black in this one, so that's what I mean. They've changed it all. So
yeah. Well, she was black. Well, I think she was in the first few issues. She was actually portrayed as black.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I think her ethnicity is was quite what's the word, ambiguous, because it was black and white comic book. But I think she was. I'm not sure if it's absolutely true or not, but I think she was black, and I think she was like mixed, either black or mixed race in that one. And she wasn't. I think I've read the first few issues. I remember going to Warrington Comic Con and somebody had a copy of the first issue. I think it was a reprint. I don't think it was one of the original run. I think 50 quid. I nearly bought it as well.
But if it wasn't original and it was 50 quid, it'd be worth a bloody fortune.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was a reprint. I think it was one of the first or second reprints of the first one.
God, I get lost just looking at how many different like things that they brought out. Like, I'm not, like, what's this? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Madness. Mobile RPG.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I was looking for like games the other day. I noticed that one. Yeah, you got to pay for it, but it seems to be. It's like that Star Wars game, that Galaxies one. That you know what I mean? Where it's all like you got a group of fighters and they got another group of fighters, or like Marvel Strike Force, something like that. It's all on that vein. It's like you've got a group of heroes and they fight a group of villains, stuff like that. But it is so much stuff. But I was looking the other day, even I was on the Argos website, and there's no turtle stuff anymore. It's just completely gone quiet again. But that's what I've noticed about this, about turtles, is it disappears for a little bit, then comes back again. And I know they're doing Seth Rogen producing a new Turtles film.
Yeah, he's meant to be doing a new one, isn't he?
They released
just get Seth Rogen like Krang.
Oh, can you imagine? Could you imagine Seth Rogen as Krang?
It'd be ace.
What, high as hell?
To be fair, that might work.
It probably could. They released the image. Let me just find it. It's coming out next year. Let me just see if I can find it. I'll share it with you. What is it? Seth Rogen Turtles. Yeah, here we go. Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, official image. It does look a bit. I mean, take a look and see what you think. I'm going to share it now if it lets me. It's not really shared it. My
Put it
phone
on the
sometimes.
page later.
Yeah, I'll put it on the page later. Just let you see. But it does look like an interesting thing. I think they're going to make, from the rumor, what I was sort of, they're doing a new film that'll be out next year, but it's going to be streamed on like Paramount's own streaming service. So God knows what it'll be over here. Paramount Plus, I think it's called. So it's going to be on that. And then, or they're going to release it on films and then on Paramount Plus, then they're going to do a load of other films on Paramount Plus exclusive. All produced by Seth Rogen, which, to be fair, with his track record when it comes to comic book adaptations, probably be something that would be quite good because he's done. What's he done? He's done Invincible, The Boys, and
The Boys was good.
The Boys is brilliant.
The
The Boys, and what's the other one? Oh, Preacher. He did Preacher. Which have all been good. So yeah, oh look, it's my testicles.
That's a sculpture somebody made and shared on Reddit.
That is absolutely. I'll give that a love heart. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Craig doesn't know the story, does he? You missed it last week. So, when Tommy was about 3 or 4. No, it's about 3. Yeah, it's just not long after my dad died. He started getting into Turtles. So, Krang was like the main villain. And anyway, he wouldn't get a bath without me. So I'd be sitting there. And actually, he just points to me balls and he goes, Dad, so what? Said, there's a Krang between your legs. So for months afterwards, he referred to my balls as Krang.
Well,
your balls got little tentacles that come off them. I don't mean the one that you would expect.
No, what?
Several. Or were you just cupping them at the time with your fingers?
Give him. No, I just grabbed them and just went.
Oh, you bastard! I'm taking a drink then.
Last week, good job Tommy did in the back frames, or would have a face painted on them. But I asked him last week. I said, "Do you remember when you used to look at my balls and say they were Krang?" He goes, "No." Yeah, I said, that's what you used to call my balls, Krang.
Speaking of Krang, I
like wait until he goes to school and tells everybody.
He's told all his kids and all his friends in school I'm Batman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd love my dad's taxi then, because my dad's taxi's got it's all like painted matte black and it's got Batman logos all over it.
Amazing.
I was saying, speaking of Krang, I liked him in the second movie.
Oh,
Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows, yeah. He actually was good, but it always confused me with voicing him though, because I always thought it was Robert from Everybody Loves Raymond. But it turns out it wasn't. Oh, it's an actor called Fred Armisen. You ever heard of him?
No,
you know what? If you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so you know exactly who it was.
Speaking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well, the Vulture's in it as well.
Oh, he was, yeah. I thought I would have. Yeah, Fred Armisen. Right, yeah. So if you type in Fred Armisen on Google, you'll instantly recognize who he is. But he was the voice of Krang in that film.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, you see, he's been in absolutely loads of things. But yeah, I was really surprised it was him.
Who was it?
He played Krang.
What did you say? It was Fred what?
Fred Armisen.
Well, it says here on IMDb it was a person called Brad Garnett who played Krang.
Was it? Well, I was watching someone said it was Fred Armisen because I thought it was Brad. Because I thought it was Robert from.
They've got a picture of him on when you Google like Out of the Shadows film Krang. It's a picture of Robert from whatever.
So where have I got Fred? Well, I was watching someone that said it was Fred Armisen. Maybe he got recast. Because I thought even the voice, I thought that's Robert from what's his name. So why is Fred Armisen doing an impression of?
Oh, Brad Garrett.
Yeah, Oh, he used to do the voice. Did the voices for Transformers as well when he started out. So he's had comic book. He's done comic book before.
Tell you what I liked about that movie though is like he got Bebop and Rocksteady great. I thought they were brilliant in it.
They were. Yeah, I mean, I don't recognise the fellow who played Bebop, but you know, I definitely know Rocksteady because that's Seamus from the WWE.
Yeah,
isn't
that's Seamus. Yeah,
yeah, but he was actually. I know. I thought he was actually really funny in that film. For a wrestler, not many wrestlers can pull off acting. But yeah, he did really well. And you know, I love Stephen Amell. I loved Arrow. I thought Arrow season 2 was probably one of the best seasons.
Casey Jones.
But I thought he wasn't that good as Casey Jones.
No.
And I really hate saying that. The original Casey Jones from
The first movie. Yeah,
was brilliant. Or if you want to go back to the original cartoon when he sounded more like Dirty Harry.
I can't remember what it was like in the original cartoon.
Oh, just find a clip from it. He just talks just like Clint Eastwood in the Dirty Harry films. He's got that raspy voice.
With the hockey mask on.
But yeah, he never takes the hockey mask off. So he's working in an office one episode and he's just still got the hockey mask on at all times. But yeah, it was a good film. I liked it. I liked the score. I thought it was a lot. I watched the original Turtle, the original Michael Bay Turtles film.
The first
it wasn't one. It wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
I liked the second one more than I did the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just that I don't know. They look brilliant, the Turtles, but I just think they look too big. But then again, obviously they're mutants, so why would they look that big? Like they just look too big to be ninjas.
Yeah, I thought the portrayal of Donatello was spot on.
Yeah.
I know Johnny Knoxville did all right as playing Leonardo as well.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, I've heard about that. He was meant to do the voice.
Yeah, but he got replayed. He did. I think, but the original actor who played him in the first film, like Johnny Knoxville took over, recording for. He actually, he got replaced by the original actor in the second film. What else? I was going to say about those films. Yeah, I mean they were all right. I mean the best scene in the first film was definitely the elevator scene where they start doing
the rap. MC making.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever and quite funny.
That's speaking of a little tidbit from my, like you said, if I had a boy, it was going to be named after one of the Turtles, wasn't it?
Was it what one?
Well, I originally wanted Raphael, but I got told no. And then I was like, Michelangelo? No. It's like Donatello? And then I got told no. And I was like, it would have been Leonardo, and then obviously Leo for short. But
yeah, I get that.
I wanted I wanted Raphael.
Yeah.
I was so upset when I got told I couldn't have Raphael. But I managed to get one of them, and then I had a girl, didn't I?
I had a girl.
No.
Here's something a little bit interesting. So I just decided to go through all of that Brad Garrett's voice acting. He's done tons of voice acting, but he's done some interesting stuff. He did voices in the real Ghostbusters. Arzen and Thole.
Did he play Grimlock in Transformers?
He played Triptychon.
I thought I could have sworn it was Grimlock. Okay.
He also did the voice of Hulk Hogan in Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Why could they not just get Hulk Hogan?
I think
speaking of that, what you're just saying there, mate, though, the Toy Story toys, if you went to a store and bought a Woody doll or a Buzz Lightyear or something like that.
Yeah. Well, with I know what you're going to say. With Tom's, he got his brother to play it.
His brother does the voice of Woody. But what makes me laugh though is why don't we just use the recordings from the actual bloody movie instead of actually doing a new recording for a doll?
You'd think, considering they're literally using studio quality, and they're definitely saved somewhere, they just use that. But
then he uses his brothers to bloody do the voice.
I suppose it's a bit of but I suppose it's a bit of a backhander to his brother, then, isn't it?
It is. That he sounds like a bit like
cash for you. So, yeah,
it's still weird though.
But as to say, going through this, he did the voice in Batman the Animated Series. He played the character in Biker Mice from Mars. He even did the voice of. Do you remember Two Stupid Dogs?
I don't remember that one.
I don't think I ever watched that. You know.
Two Stupid Dogs was a Cartoon Network series that I'm sure quite a few people will remember, and he played Big Dog in that. Like, he's done loads, absolutely loads.
Wow, didn't realise that.
Superman the animated series, he was in that.
I know he did like voice art. I didn't realise he'd done that much stuff.
I did myself.
I will, just before we go, I will just jump back to the 2012 series. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, I would watch it because it's, like I said, it honors the original series, and it's just so much fun. I mean, there was
watch it definitely,
but there was a crossover with the original Turtles in it, and he was like, I wonder why you hang around with April. She had that tight jumpsuit, but you see her cleavage. You know, when what was it? Raphael, you know, Donatello, who in the series has a big crush on it. You can see his eyes dropping out of his head. But he had brilliant guest stars as well. They had, was it Napoleon Bonafrog, and was played by the fella out of what's the name? What's it called? Both of Pedro, Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And he had a lot of like there was episodes like there was what was it? There was like a lot of homages, like film, classic films like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th. It was, adults could watch it and you get the references making to it. I would say it's aimed for the kids watching it and the parents who grew up with the originals. It's a really brilliant show. I'm just so sad to end it. Okay, and on that bombshell, we will end the episode for this week. We will be back, of course, next week. When next week we'll be discussing. Actually, we're not discussing anything. We're actually doing another quiz, aren't we, Craig?
Oh, we'll be doing the quiz next week, Sam.
It's your quiz next week. Yeah, your quiz next week.
Good.
Pressure's on now.
Yeah.
Good luck. I will say this. You think like going in, this will be easy writing a quiz, and then you get halfway through it and your brain just hurts.
Well, like I said, I know what I want to do. Like I said, it's just going to be like 50 questions, one big round, and my rules are going to be evil. So
evil rules.
Nice.
So,
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
May have someone who wants to jump in on this one, so I'll give them a shout because we said we'd invite other people in, didn't we?
So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it's about as well because obviously you'll be able to Google it before you come up and get quite a few answers. So you can probably do it on the day. So
well, I messaged a friend of mine today and I was like, "Well, would you like to jump in on this because you've got quite a good knowledge of like geeky stuff, and we don't want Chris to win again."
Yeah, twice now, hasn't he?
Pressure's definitely on Chris. He was saying the other week.
Although Chris could actually win this one as well because he did say his knowledge on this is quite good. So.
Oh crap! I'm gonna be bottom again. I think.
It's not gonna be all anime in it.
No, it's not
suck at it.
No, it's not gonna be anime. I'm nice. It's not anime.
Just got to throw a bit of general knowledge in.
Nope, there's no general knowledge. Like I said, it's going to be 50 questions, and it's just like I said, I know what I want to do on it, so it's just like it's not actually. Some of it will be hard, like you'll be like, "Who the hell's that?" But you'll know when you get it.
Well, you're at least gonna if we give funny answers, you're at least gonna give us a point for
it. No. Because I can't be. There's no funny answers to it. There's no funny answers to this one.
Oh, there will be. Trust me.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Because it's the quiz episode. I'm definitely getting drunk beforehand. I don't have to do shit. I just have to answer questions. I'm getting drunk.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Looking forward to it. So, Craig, you can be the quiz master. I have actually thought about my next quiz, and it is going to be like a mixture of Mastermind and Blockbusters.
Nice.
Mastermind and Blockbusters with you.
Yeah. Okay then. Right. So, thanks for joining us again this week, and we'll be back with you next week. Then have a good time. Right. Everybody, take care.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
We'll be right back.
as you left.
Am I allowed to go
Taking
then?
it away.
Am I allowed to go? I stayed up on purpose, you bastard.
Craig, we can always tell you leave because you just disappear.
You know what it is? Because I'm just used to hanging up when people say bye, so I just do it. It's just end. It's like work. It's like, see ya, bye, go.
See ya, bye, click.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forget that. Well, bravo. You actually stayed for this one.
There we go. Right, bye. I'm going.
See ya.
Bye.
Nah. So, what's that?
Okay, Beastman, I will read the thing. Thank you for listening to the Geeky Dads podcast this week. You can find us on Twitter at the Geeky Dads Pod, Instagram at the Geeky Dads Podcast, Facebook.com/the Geeky Dads Podcast, and even now on YouTube, the Geeky Dads Podcast. What the fuck? We're on everything now. You can even listen and subscribe on Anchor FM, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and even Stitcher. Leave that alone, Beastman! You infernal boob!